2020 threw out probably the strangest news of all, which is Uncle Frank and Uncle Eddie coming together and kumbaya and what have you. I know that you would have been very surprised, as were most of us in the most of us boxing fans in general. Just what are your thoughts about that? The whole Matchroom Queensbury collaboration that's been suggested.
Well, it was funny because I was there when Eddie was outside on the phone. Frank, it was like, really? It's like, what? Yeah, it's great for boxing if they can get going. There's a lot. The problem is there's a lot of history that you have to have to forget about if they are to work together. And then once they do work together, there can't be any strokes pulled, And this is where the track record suggests that that's going to be very, very difficult, because you do have people grassing, ringing up, this and other, trying to cause issues, they try, when they've tried to make fights in the past, they break down because they don't want things to happen. But if you can put that to one side, then it's great for British boxing. It's great for British boxing because there are so many fights there that we can get made. So many exciting fights we can get made. And it just makes it better. I really hope that it can work it out. It's like, I don't know, there's a lot of faith good faith that's got to be put into it. And I don't know whether that's going to happen. Because it's very hard. Trust issues are very hard to come by, especially to get past, especially in boxing. It's like with the shit that's being pulled in boxing terms, trying to wreck that promoter trying to wreck that promoter, where everything that's going off the pot, trying to sabotage and things like that. When somebody's doing that to you, and then you're just raising your stock, your life's getting great. Why do you want to kind of like go back there and open yourself up to getting screwed over again? I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen, but it's great that there's dialogue there, and I hope it does happen. But I've seen it in the past where, I think was it Maloney and Warren didn't get on and what have you, and then all of a sudden they started trying to work together, but it didn't really last long, because things behind the scenes didn't work out and things again. Sometimes that's the problem, and that's where I could see it happening again. I can see that, maybe they try to get things working, and then it just falls apart again. I don't know, but the track record suggests it's going to be very difficult to work. But we'll see.
I think at the minute, and the fact that they've had a conversation is at least a step, however small, in the right direction.
How strange is it that out of all these years that Eddie's been in boxing, that's the first conversation that they've actually had. There's all this bitterness that comes and all this feuding that's been going on between the pair of them, but yet they've never actually had a conversation, but also that has a lot to do with other people around, maybe if other people weren't just plotting and planning and trying to cause aggro, then maybe things would get worked out a lot smoother. I don't know. It's interesting, but for the sport, I hope it works out, and it would be fantastic. But long term, it ain't gonna work long term. But let's just hope it gets a few fights out. Gets a few fights out there, and things can get going that way.
Of the fights that were proposed or on the posters, which one tickles your fancy? If you could only make one of them, what would you make?
Can't remember which one there, to be honest.
Would you like me to refresh your memory?
What's that?
Would you like me to refresh your memory?
Yeah, go on.
I can't.
Well, I know. Jenkins and Ben has already been tried to be made, and that's what I'm saying. That just got shit on. When it was basically there to be done. Was it Tyson? Was Fury and AJ?
Fury AJ wasn't on there. My phone has literally just died, but off the top of my head, Dubois versus Whyte.
There's no point in that for Dylan Whyte. That was the one that I looked at and I thought, why? Whyte's trying to get a world title shot. Why is he going to fight a young kid at British level that's not fought at world level yet? Well, he's trying to get Whyte's chasing a world title fight. So from that side of things, that's not going to happen.
So there's no for that. The next one, which I think is probably the most popular, Anthony Yarde versus Joshua Buatsi.
100%. That's the one. That's the one.
We don't need to go through the rest of them.
Don't even have to go through the rest of them. That is the one that I want to see. That is a hell of a fight. I rate them both. I think they're both very, very good fighters. Both great talents. And that is the one. Yeah, 100%.
That's a fantastic fight. I mean, this seems to have been kind of, I don't know, brought on or accelerated at least by the fact that we're in COVID. There's no international opponents and all of the guidelines around that. You know, if there's a time where you're going to work together, now would be a great time. But it would seem to me, not to put a downer on it, because there's obvious obstacles in the way of making that fight, but Yarde Buatsi seems to me to be an O2 Arena fight. That's my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I can't see that one being behind closed doors. That's kind of like, you know, that's kind of almost like wasted. That is a massive, massive fight. Definitely. But let's hope that the relationship blooms, and then when we get the crowds back, the relationship's still strong, and we get that fight.
Hopefully.
Listen, never say never. There's been so many strange turnarounds in boxing. It's unreal. You know, there's been so many. Yeah, you just can't. Boxing, you just don't know what's going to happen in it. I mean, listen, 2020 was the shit that's gone off in this year in everything around the world. How can you riot against anything? Listen, 2020 has been that strange. Don't be surprised if I wake up one morning with hair. Maybe, you just never know. You just never know. 2020 is that fucked up. It might just happen.
Well, there's plenty of people in boxing who I'm sure will be able to put you in touch with a nice hair transplant specialist.
I've been somebody got in touch with me. I've been offered one, but I wouldn't have it. I'm not. I'm quite happy to have no hair in the bone. I shave it off every 2 days, and I'm happy for that.
You turn up at fight camp week 3 with an afro.
Yeah, I might borrow Jordan's.
Before I let you go, we talk about Anthony Yarde versus Joshua Buatsi. I'm going to push you for a prediction on that.
Ooh, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I think Buatsi. But it's hard to say. It's very hard to say. I don't know with that one. I don't know.
Okay.
Genuinely don't know.
Okay, well, we'll let you off. Well, hopefully we get to see it. I think it's a fantastic fight, and also, I mean, no one cares what I think, but I think at this point of both of their careers, it also makes sense. I think. Yeah,
I think it does. I think it makes sense, and I also think it's a rivalry that we could get more than one fight out of because they are that. The reason why I don't know is because it is that close a pick. You know, I think Buatsi has been very, very impressive. But then I look at it and there's things that he does and things that he gets, shots that he gets caught with. But I think, well, you get caught with them off a yard, you're going to know about it. And Yard's been very impressive, but there's things that Buatsi does that I think he can capitalise on. It's one of those fights I can see both men winning. So that's why I generally don't know. And in fights like that, they tend to be good fights, and then because they're close, you can get a good rivalry out. You can get a rematch, maybe even a trilogy. But yeah, I definitely want to see that fight. That's a brilliant fight.
Okay, all right, Dave. Well, always a pleasure catching up with you, my friend. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Man. Congratulations on not one but 2 fight week, fight camp, bubble victories, however we want to call them.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Jordan Gill and Hopi Price. Look forward to catching up with you soon. But for now, well, not today at least, but go and spend some time with your beautiful family, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Cheers, Dave.